Hello, this is JM183, and this is another episode of the Noob journey, and it is episode 4 now, the Austrian Grand Prix, as you can see, and it's a dry qualifying session. I'm on my qualifying lap now, my first one of many years, basically, because I'm bad with no assists. It's basically just try and do as many laps as you can and see what lap time you end up with. So I'm feeling pretty strong around Austria, so hopefully I can get a good result here. And through the final two corners for the first time in the Austrian Grand Prix, Callum W180 currently on pole position with a 1 minute 10. My practice runs are quite a bit quicker than that, so this lap is going to be a 1 minute 11.1, which isn't too good. I know I can get better than that quite easily, so hopefully we'll do that on this lap maybe, or even on like in future laps. There's a lot of time left in the session. Cars are just up everywhere. There's gravel up, kicked up most of the time, so you can see on the next lap I'm almost a second up on that time. Morgs goes fastest with a 1:10.1. Unfortunately the Sauber respawn slightly gets in my way, but there's not much harm done there. Overtake him through the final corner and coming down towards the line. It's going to be an 8/10 or 9/10 improvement, and that puts me in third place at the minute, ahead of Pepsi Max, which is quite good considering I've been pretty awful so far in the Noob journey. So this is my my next lap. I've gone in and fit a new set of tyres now, and this is my lap, and I've absolutely spun out of turn 2, put the traction down way too quickly, just powered the throttle, and it went badly wrong. So that wasn't too good. This lap's a write-off, and then qualifying is complete now. It's my final lap in the session. Can I improve on my 1 minute 10.3 that I've done? Pepsi just spins off into the wall ahead of me, which is a bit odd. Then respawn in his Sauber absolutely blocks me once again. Bit of a shame, as this lap was looking quite good. I was about 3/10 up, but then the Sauber of respawn not getting out of the way very easily. But no hard feelings. Like, I know he gets pretty annoyed about blue flags quite often, so I'll not say that he's bad at avoiding blue flags. But that left me in 6th place as my best run was quite early in the session. 1.3 seconds off pole, but the pole was actually Chuk, but he wasn't actually racing, so I was only about 3/10 off the technically fastest time, which was Briggsy ahead of Morgs. And yeah, it's a wet start, as you can see, formation lap now, and it's absolutely carnage, just everyone crashing into everyone. And I've actually, like, basically, because I've never driven in heavy rain before, I'm just hoping to get a good lap of practicing, but then Pepsi Max spears me from the rear end, so not too good, and I'm back on the grid, so that's gone well. But now let's get into the race start then. The lights are coming on now for the Austrian Grand Prix. 5 red lights, and it's away we go for the Austrian Grand Prix in the heavy rain. So try and just control the traction off the start. And now the Saubers are going side by side ahead. Callum's in the wall and Respawn put his teammate in the wall there. I had to slow down to avoid it. My teammate Namal's gone through. He's going to dive on the inside. He spins out on the right hand side. I've lost the traction. Hits by Causa there, and I'd spun into him, and now there's a lot of contact. Ben's gone around my outside, so it's been an appalling start. Ben Ghost just ahead of me as Chuk's retired there on the left hand side. Causa takes position into 7th place. I'm down to 8th off the line, which isn't too good. And now up towards turn 2 for the first time. Absolute carnage is probably going to happen here. Causa's missed his braking point, gone onto the grass. Looks like he's going to spear someone, but no, everyone just about avoids him. But now he's spun out just ahead of me. I overtaken Respawn, but then spun out the wheels massively and lost the back end everywhere. It's just carnage everywhere. Ben's around my outside, but hopefully I can see him off into turn 3. But back into 6th, it's a very up and down start. No positions lost, luckily, unless Ben, yes, he does take me, but then he's broken way too late, it looks like. He's gone wide onto the curb, so I should be able to just take that position quite easily, and I do. So back up into 6th place, and that was quite a nice start. No positions lost, no damage was got, so it's quite good. And now on to like the end of lap 2, and the Williams going side by side up ahead, up in 5th place. I think someone spun out ahead of me, which is why I gained that position. But the Williams are battling now for the final spot on the podium. They both go wide out of the last corner, as do I, so not too good. Purple lap speed set as it is lap 2. So Pepsi Max and Morgs now side by side. They're both very quick drivers, so if I can stay with them, then it's very pleasing. But now up towards turn 1, I brake at the 100 metre board. Go take it quite easily into turn 1, as I don't want to crash. And Morgs is on the curve, so Pepsi might have a run here up into turn 3. It's going to be probably side by side in just a few moments for the two Williams cars. I'm going to try and capitalise. Alex Stoker's in the grass, there's no surprise there. And Morgs is now around the outside, and Pepsi's gone for a lunge up the inside of his teammate. The meter boards are gone, so I have no idea where to brake. And that is Pepsi taking a position from Morgs there, and hopefully I can take advantage here, because Morgs is now getting preoccupied with trying to battle a Pepsi, so hopefully I can take advantage. Down towards turn 3, and there's a car on the right hand side which is retired, so not too sure about that. Morgs is standing inside of Pepsi, side by side the Williams cars. There's contact between them, and Morgs has gone slowly there, a very wheel-to-wheel contact for quite a while there. Morgs has gone slowly, he lost his back end, he's on the grass, so I'm able to go right on the outside, take 4th place away, and that is very nice to see. And now on to the end of lap 5, Pepsi Max got away from me a little bit, but now me and Pepsi are both going to come in for intermediates, as it's time for the track to change to the intermediate tyres conditions. The two leaders of Namal and Briggsy have both carried on, so very interesting decision from there. So hopefully I can capitalise and undercut them both, maybe. And Pepsi's actually having to change his front wing, you just saw in the background there. So I should be able to hopefully jump him in the pits. And there's a weird glitch in this game where the car doesn't actually change its wing for me, but then he teleports behind me, so I'm quite a long way ahead of Pepsi now, as McLaren gave me a 2-second pit stop, which is very nice of them. So yeah, very nice to see, and hopefully we can now get a good outlap and challenge Briggsy and Nimau when they have to pit the following lap. And now I've set a purple final sector on the minimap, as you can see, and there's Nimau in the pits just on the right hand side, and there's my teammate Nimau, and I've just about getting a position, slight corner cut at turn 1, but no harm done. And we are now up into second place, and Briggsy, I was in the party with him, he said he was trying to take his tyres to the dry period, because Jeff told us it was going to dry out towards the end, so he's trying to take it to the dries, which is an interesting decision to say the least. So hopefully I can catch him up in the intermediate period, as it's going to be very slow, as I set a purple lap at 1:22.4, which is quite nice to see, and I'm only 10 seconds behind him now. A few hours later, I'm right on the back of the banana car off Briggsy, as he's on his wets, just slipping around everywhere, so hopefully I can go right at the inside, purple first sector, as you would expect, as I'm probably the fastest car on track right now. And he goes wide into turn 2 without the traction of those wet tyres, not really prodding it much, and I've taken the lead now off the Austrian Grand Prix, so that is very nice to see. And then lap 14 now, there's only a few laps left, I get another penalty, which is pretty disappointing. But then I've got quite a big lead at this point. You can just see, I don't know how much it is, 7-second lead over Nimau, and then another 6 seconds back to Pepsi. So that is very nice to see. But then, unfortunately, this happened. So yeah, you can see on the bottom there, migrating host. Everyone's leaving, Pepsi's left, and that wasn't too fun, because as you may know after playing this game, that means I have disconnected from the session. So that is very annoying, and yeah, not too fun at all. So unfortunately, the final 3 laps of the race, it did get dry, so Fernando Alonso, who is my AI car, did manage to salvage second place, which sort of shows how far ahead I was, as my AI car managed to still come second even though it was on medium. So everyone's way quicker than Fernando Alonso, but he still managed to come second, which meant I did get the points for second place, so I'm now on 26 points in the championship. And that is quite nice. I'm ahead of like December and Ben now and Morg, so they're all quite a lot quicker than me in normal conditions, so I managed to capitalise in this one good race in Austria. So very nice race, a bit of a shame that I couldn't win, but I might not have done anyway, as Pepsi didn't have any penalties, but yeah, a bit disappointing, very annoying to disconnect late in the race after I had quite a big lead. So if you like this video, leave a like on it, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been J183, and I will see you next time.